house. 85 yards. Down the right side going Devin Smith. Got it at the 5 and into the end zone. Touchdown.
The one show that's nothing but the Buckeyes.
Oh, Brad Rucker for the touchdown. Grab shoots it high on the right for 3.
This is the Buckeye Show.
All right, here we go on a brand new week and the biggest week of the college football season for the Buckeyes so far. We're excited about it. Welcome to Oregon Week. I'm Timmy Hall. The Bode Man is here. And also here, a guy that's got some experience with the Ducks himself in a big national championship game. My friend, my only friend, Tyvis Powell.
I can't believe 10 years have went by that fast.
Yeah, that's a lot, man. Time flies.
I really hope that we fix it, because the last time we played Oregon, it didn't go well, and I was really upset. And it was here, so we owe them this type of game. That
game was brought up today. So here's what we'll do, Tyvis. We have a press conference Tuesday. We got a lot of comments to get to coming from the Woody. Ryan Day, Chip Kelly, and Will Howard, the quarterback, were all made available. Of course, we're coming off a 35-7 win over Iowa this past week, and we're rolling it. I feel like we don't have as much time for the breakdown on that one because of the magnitude of this game and the road trip that stands in the way. 2 versus 3. Not every day you get a classic battle of top 3 ranked teams in the AP poll, and we're getting that this Saturday as the Buckeyes travel to Oregon. So we will hear from Ryan Day coming up here in the first hour. Our buddy Patrick Murphy, who we've been squirrely with Blue Jackets preseason with the schedule the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Pat, I invited him down to the studio to have a real Beers and Buckeyes segment. So that is at 6:33. We'll do a recruiting check at the end of the 6 o'clock hour. And at 7:19, Adam King of 10 TV, he was working on his own angle of a Chip Kelly story. Of course, Chip Kelly with his time at Oregon. It's going to be a major storyline, and you'll get to hear from Chip later on in the show as well. But Adam will be in the studio at 7:19. So a big night planned, Tyvis.
Oh, yeah. I'm looking forward to it all. Obviously, Pat. I mean, and we moved it up. Usually it's a Thursday, but I guess
it's moving up.
We're on.
It's moving up. We're changing the day, so it's a new time and place for Beers and Buckeyes.
Look at that.
So settle in for Tuesday at this time here with our guy Pat. But you were talking about it, payback, revenge, whatever you want to say. I don't know personally.
I wouldn't call it that.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a different coach now.
It's a different coach. It's a different regime. Nothing really feels right. It was brought up briefly today, but not a lot of time was spent on that home game that just didn't feel right. Defensively, Ohio State is so much different.
Yeah.
They're much, much better equipped. But the reason it was brought up is because that was the game that started to shake things up. And if you can give Ohio State credit for something, when things do continue to go wrong, they don't just sit there and keep doing it. They made changes. Kerry Combs was right out of his position after that. And then at the end of the season, that's when they went on the search and brought in Jim Knowles. And then here's your defensive coordinator now, years later.
Well, we give up 300 yards rushing or something, right?
It wasn't just the yardage time.
It was the play.
It was the play.
The same play.
And how
times.
they just couldn't figure it out. They couldn't make the adjustments.
It was a simple crack replacement.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. But I don't think we'll have to worry about that anymore. I'm definitely looking forward to it because, I watched Dylan Gabriel and, this team go against Michigan State on Friday when I was in Northwestern. It was the Friday night game. And I promise you, I watched it and I was just like, I was good. Like, I seen what I needed to see. And I said, you know what? I think the Buckeyes will be fine. I'm good. I seen enough because he threw those 2 picks in the red zone. And I'm just like, if he makes that type of mistake against the Buckeyes, this game is so big that will cost the game. So
okay.
I'm like,
how about now?
Oh, I'm good.
Oh, you're good.
Yeah. I think the Buckeyes win this game by 14 plus.
Oh, baby.
I just
That's it, huh? Start of the week confidence meter is what, a 9 out of a 10?
Don't get me wrong, they got some really good playmakers. I mean, they receivers, they got some guys that can go. And I love the way that they keep mixing things up. Obviously, they're a balanced team with Jordan James as the running back. I mean, he's a physical runner. I like him. They do some things where they pass the ball first that opens up the run, and then vice versa. They'll run the ball to open up the pass. A lot of RPOs and things like that, which I tell you what, as a defender, those things are hard to defend because it puts your linebackers in a bind, and those guys got to be athletes, and it really puts your DBs really got to be locked in, especially on them slants and things like that. So I'm looking forward to seeing how they handle that. I think they'll do a good job with it, but at the end of the day, it's the trench play for me. Our offensive line and our defensive line, to me, this year has taken a step to another level. Coming into this season, the biggest thing that we worried about was the offensive line. How would this offensive line look? Because they were up and down last year. And so far through the season, they've played really well to me. And then I think about Oregon and what they're doing. That was a thing for them. Their offensive line struggled earlier in this season. It's gotten better, but it's still not quite where the Buckeyes is. And I just personally think the way that this D-line is playing, the way that this secondary is covering, the way these guys is hitting on defense,
a lot of things.
I really think that they're going to win this game by 14 plus.
You got a lot of things there, Tyvis, and I'm happy for your confidence. I'm certainly not at a point where I'm just, banking on the Buckeyes rolling out there and winning by 14 points. And I know they're not just rolling the helmets out there. That's not how they're viewing this one. But
are they going
couple things.
They going on Friday or Thursday when they go out there?
They're going on Friday.
I hate that. I wish it was Thursday.
You know what? I think they are leaving on Thursday.
Are they?
I think they are too. I'm pretty sure.
If it's Thursday,
seeing that or hearing
if it's
that
Thursday, I love that.
Because let me
make it 21 if they're leaving Thursday. Yeah. 14 if they're leaving Friday. But
well, one of the things that he said at the press conference, and I don't know how this works, is that we're staying on East Coast time. He said that we're staying on our time.
I do that. I got to go to UCLA this weekend, and I'm going to be on East Coast time.
Meaning how, Friday morning, if they go out there on Thursday, meaning Friday morning, they're just going to say, the hell with waking up at 8 a.m. We're waking up at 11. So we're just adjusting everything that way. It's not a 4:30 kickoff for us. It's a 7:30 kickoff. That's what it is.
I
do hope you show up to the stadium at the proper time, adjusting for the 3-hour time difference. That's all I will say to that. And I'm sure they're going to be good there. I'm sure nobody will let them miss the buses to get out there to Autzen Stadium on time. A couple things here to what you said. Dylan Gabriel, Oregon quarterback. You would be hard-pressed to find a man that has been in college football for longer than our own quarterback, Will Howard, but he's that guy.
He's like third on the
third
passing,
all time.
Yeah, on the passing touchdown
He's a
list.
6-year quarterback, and he is in his 5th year of being a full-fledged starter. And wasn't 2021 his injury season that got knocked short?
Isn't that when Caleb Williams came in?
No, Central Florida. Central
Florida.
Caleb Williams left, buddy. Then he got to Oklahoma and took over the spot there.
Who was the guy that Caleb Williams replaced at Oklahoma because he got hurt?
That would have been.
I don't think he got hurt. I think he just
Spencer
got benched.
Rattler got benched.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah.
Okay, that's
in that
what
Texas
it is.
game.
He went
Caleb
rattling
brought him
on
all the way back. And Lincoln never looked back.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I mean, thank God Lincoln took Caleb Williams with him. What the hell would he be without him? I mean, he couldn't even win 9 games with Caleb, and now he's losing games on the road to Minnesota. But either way, going back, Dylan Gabriel has 136 touchdown passes, and he's just played a ton of college football. And what you want to say about a couple of picks, he's only got 3 all season. He's got 1,450 passing yards, 11 touchdowns to just the 3 picks. And we have now seen Will Howard have a blemish, make a throw that you cannot make, and he's paid the price for it 2 straight games. And these were against inferior Big Ten opponents. One on the road at Michigan State, and if you have one of those mistakes in a better environment against a better team on the road, that's going to give you some game pressure. So we've got to see him now make his way through 4 quarters without having that one throw that creeps up and gets him where he doesn't read the field or go through his progressions the right way, or maybe he has pressure in his face. And I think he has I think his one thing, it's like when you're doing a job interview, right? Oh, well, the biggest negative about me is that I can just try too hard. I want to be so great for my team. Sometimes you just got to eat a play.
I'm punctual.
Sometimes you just got to eat a play. If it's second down and there's a blitzer right in your face and you're off your back foot and trying to sail to the far end of the field, don't do that. A safety can come up and intercept the ball.
His picks is like, dude.
Just don't do it.
Yeah.
Swallow it. Eat it.
But I will say this. his defense is clicking on all cylinders right now that he'll be fine. The thing about about this game, if it does come down to it, I'm gonna tell you what will come down. What would make this game interesting is both teams. The Buckeyes are a little bit better, but both teams are really good in the red zone. So if you take a team and make them kick just a field goal instead of scoring, that could be the difference in the game.
It could be. We're just getting started. Press conference Tuesday over there is Ryan Day. Shed some light on a pretty big position battle that's carried this far into the season. That's next. Tyvis is here. It's the Buckeye Show on the Fam.
A lot of hosts have been on our airways in the past 30 years. Some good, some bad, some really bad. Anyway, sorry for that. The Fan.
Want to kick off your fall shopping with a touchdown? Shop Bob's Discount Furniture for pieces that fit your style and your space. Check out Bob's space-conscious and style-forward furniture for every room, like counter-height dining sets, convenient lift-top coffee tables, guest-friendly pop-up sleepers, and storage-filled seating perfect for game day hangouts. So stop and score winning design with Bob's Discount Furniture, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Imagine a tailgate, the heat of the flame, the sizzle of the burger, the squeeze of the ketchup. Grilling is essential to tailgating as the game itself. Weber grills are there in the hours, minutes, and even seconds before kickoff. Before the best damn band in the land plays the battle cry, signaling it's time to take the field. Weber is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. This season, Weber created an officially licensed limited edition Ohio State grill inspired by the iconic Buckeye helmets. Find the best damn grill in the land at local Ohio retailers.
There's one medical team in Central Ohio skilled enough to care for your favorite Ohio State team, and Buckeyes everywhere. The Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center is your choice for the most highly specialized orthopedic and sports medicine care. Our surgeons, physicians, and physical therapists have access to the most advanced treatments and innovative recovery approaches to get you back in your game. Because on or off the field, our team is your team. The choice for your orthopedic care is clear.
Soy has been keeping secrets, and it's ready to share. Soybeans are among the most versatile agricultural products. They are used in creative ways you may have never realized to make products we all love and use every day. Ohio is leading the way, developing new uses for soybeans to support our changing world. Soy low-key slays, and I'm here for it. Learn more about soybeans at soysecrets.org. This ad brought to you by Ohio soybean farmers and their checkoff.
Go behind the scenes of one of the most recognizable landmarks in all of college athletics with a tour of Ohio Stadium. A seasoned redcoat will be your guide as you make your way through walls of the stadium, into the press box, and onto the field. Upgrade to the VIP package and get special access to the band center and the Ohio State home locker room. From corporate outings and school groups to single-person tours and small families, Ohio Stadium Tours offers a variety of options and pricing that will meet your needs. For more information, visit ohiostatebuckeyes.com and book your tour of Ohio Stadium today.
Hey Columbus, looking for the perfect day trip? Head to the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton. Dive into football history, see legendary players, and enjoy interactive exhibits. Fun for the whole family. Visit ProFootballHOF.com for tickets. The Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton, where it's always football season.
Here at The Fan, we give you 14 hours of live and local programming every day. We care about you. We live and work in your community. Except Bo Bishop. He won't tell us where the hell he is. Your live and local station. Except Bo. The Fan.
If a friend asks how you're doing, and you say,
I'm okay.
When the truth is,
I don't want my problems to burden anyone.
Or you say,
hang it in there.
Because
if I ask for help, they'll just think I'm weak.
Then this is your sign to call, text, or chat 988 for free, confidential support. Anytime. You don't have to hide how you feel.
If you recently lost health coverage due to a life change, healthcare.gov is here for you. Like it was there for Marcus when he lost his job, and Keisha when she turned 26 and lost her parents' insurance, and Elena when she went off Medicaid. There are many other ways to qualify. Visit healthcare.gov today to see if you're eligible to enroll. Limited time to enroll. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Plenty of sunshine, light winds, and a perfect finish on this Tuesday with temperatures running in the low 70s. Overnight will fall back down to around 40 degrees with clear skies and light winds. But during the day on Wednesday, again, plenty of sunshine after a cool start, a warm finish with highs in the low 70s. With your 10 weather impact forecast, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz on The Fan.
Just counting down the days to March Madness. Back to the Buckeye Show.
Tuesday show here. Timmy Hall, Tyvis Powell. Look who came into the studio early for his segment. Our guy, Patrick Murphy. The Beers and Buckeyes segment is next segment, all right? So no talking about the beers, just the Buckeyes right now. Good to see you, Pat.
That works. Good to see you. It's 2 times today, Timmy, but this is the only time I get to see Tyvis.
No, 3.
Well, that was
3
one
times
really
today.
long time in my book. I mean, it was from one building to another, but they were both Ohio State sports related. So.
I know. It's been a blur of a day.
What made you go to the presser?
I'm trying to get around to other things now, Tyvis.
That's nice.
I'm trying to show my face.
That's nice.
Around town.
I'm actually doing the opposite.
You're trying to just stay away.
Somebody from the fan should do it, so it might as well be you.
Right. Someone's got to go out there. I'm actually bringing the press conference to the radio station.
I like that.
Physically doing that.
You overachiever, you.
I'm technically sound.
You should win Employee of the Month.
No, I don't want it.
Yes, you do.
I don't want it. I don't need it.
Yes, you do. Everybody
I'm in a different place now.
Everybody
in my
wants
career.
to be recognized in front of their peers.
Well, recognition is fine. That's all that I need. Just you saying that right there. That's enough for me.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw Pat out there at the Tuesday press conference, and later on in the show we'll get into some of this. It was Buckeye men's basketball media day. Today. Yes.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
So I got about 7 interviews.
And they start the later this month, right?
Just November 4th.
Oh, November 4th.
No. They start in 10 days. They play Cincinnati in exhibition
that's
play.
An exhibition game.
Oh, well, come on.
Okay, the first game of the season is when?
They play Texas November 4th in Las Vegas.
Okay.
You can't make it out to that, can you?
I will not be going to that in the middle of the football season.
Viva Las Vegas.
Very good, Tyvis.
10 p.m. local time tip-off.
10 p.m. tip-off.
10 p.m.
Yes.
tip-off.
I'll be here.
Yep.
What time we getting out of here that night, Tim? About 2 a.m.?
You know.
I was unaware that this was a 10 p.m. tip.
I don't want to hear y'all say nothing. Because
I'm not complaining.
When I did it for the Browns and I had to go in that studio in there and it was, 2 in the morning?
For a preseason game,
For
too?
a preseason game. I was, oh, man. Yeah.
You know what? Tyvis wins.
Yeah, he does.
Because
No question.
With what the Cleveland Browns are, they make your eyes bleed. They make your mouth foam. It's bad. Deshaun Watson still your guy, Tyvis? Still the answer?
You know, hey, we're going to find out Sunday.
Oh, we're going to find out.
I think we already found out.
Why do we want to keep finding out?
You know what? The thing about them is that just when you're done with them, they go out there and they'll win against the Eagles. Watch. They'll do something crazy like that.
Okay, let's get down to it. Patrick Murphy from Bucknuts and 24/7 Sports is in the studio with us. Thanks for coming, bud. So what do you think about Ryan's tone? I mean, you're there. You see all the press conferences. Were you able to pick up on the week that is at hand here?
Well, the funny thing is he's been very serious since week 1. And there was a noticeable difference in his press conferences from like the end of fall camp and the first week of the season. And I think that's intentional because I think he knows that he needs to take a different approach to this season because of what is potentially on the line at the end. And obviously, the pressure that is on him to some degree as well. So I didn't think there was much difference because I think he has treated every week as this is as serious as it's going to be. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so I think that's been, like I said, intentional on his part so that when you get to a game like this or you get to a Michigan down the road, there is no difference, right? And he has been consistently, I don't want to say, not grumpy, but he's not cracking smiles when Tim May makes jokes to him during the press conference or anyone else. But
well, once it's been 3 or 4 years, right?
But he
I'm kidding, Tim. I'm kidding, Tim.
You got confused. Was it Chip Kelly today?
Chip Kelly got confused.
Because of you.
Who's this other Tim guy?
Yeah.
Oh, you asked questions.
We'll get to that later.
I didn't know.
I'll let you diagnose my question.
Oh,
I'll
wow.
set it up for
Look
you.
at you, man. I'm proud of you, Tim.
He spoke for about a minute and 20 seconds. Chip did about what I asked him. Yeah. But let's listen. That's interesting you bring that up, Pat, because there's a lot riding on this.
Sure.
There was always a lot riding on this with the consecutive losses, 3 consecutive losses to Michigan, and what you really need to accomplish as a coach and get done for this program this year. And thinking back on it now, I do agree. It's been more businesslike, and he didn't want to do anything with the extra flight. And that's always like the record for teams going 2 time zones this year, 1 and 8.
Right.
He didn't want to go anywhere with that. He downplayed it. He said it's just, and I think I agree with him. He's like, it's just an hour and 45 minutes more or 2 hours more than a flight to Nebraska. It's just, we get direct flights here. We get pretty nice stuff. We're going to get acclimated. He said we're not even changing time zones on our own. He downplayed the hell out of that.
Yeah, I mean, they will have made the right decision if they win, right? That's how it's going to be judged. Unfairly, probably. Yeah. But look, if you think that keeping the schedule as is, Penn State, I don't know if people saw this, Penn State, because of where they're located and how close or how far the nearest airport that they can get a flight from, are flying out a day early to LA this week because they play at USC. And so I think that's why this has become a conversation this week. But the Buckeyes don't have to do that. You live in a big city with a normal size airport, and you can still take your flight, which...
And I should have known this. Are they flying on Thursday in the afternoon or Friday morning?
I believe Ohio State is flying Friday.
They're still flying Friday.
They're keeping the schedule as normal as possible as they would on a away game week. So they will fly out roughly when they do. Obviously, that changes.
14 points, Bodie. But
the thing is, you're not flying commercial, right? You're flying in the seats are comfortable, and it's a much more enjoyable flight than
it's nice.
I will take.
It's nice.
Yes. So
you get the Chick-fil-A bags right when you get your seat.
Yeah.
It has recently.
Look nice.
At least on the way back from games, they've been getting Raising Cane's recently.
Oh man, best of both worlds.
They had that a couple of times last year, and then at Michigan State, it was a bunch of Raising Cane's.
Little MBN.
Yeah, bringing out all the sound effects from Tyvis here. We're getting the whole gambit. This was Coach Day, how he just loves the high stakes of a game like this.
I think it's great because we control your own destiny because you're playing the best teams in the league on our schedule. That part's great. Every time you're playing one of these teams, you're fighting for an opportunity to go to Indianapolis, and that's important. So there's that part of it. Then there's obviously the playoff scenario. So a lot at stake this weekend, which is exactly the way we want it.
He gave a quick answer, quick response, but some praise to Oregon quarterback Dylan Gabriel.
I think he's a very good player. I think he's played a lot of football. He's experienced. He gets the ball out of his hand quickly. He's accurate, very accomplished. His production speaks for itself, and his numbers overall, his body of work, and I think he's playing very well.
Now, here he hit on, Tyvis, you focused on this position group, and I agree. A game like this could be won, especially when I look at Oregon. And even recently, they've produced some fantastic defensive linemen. You've played with some of them. Obviously, Kayvon Thibodeau here recently, and now Jordan Birch, a stud player for them. So how this offensive line for Ohio State performs against the defensive line of Oregon and establish the run game and protect Will Howard could be big. He mentioned Tegra Tishbola taking the lead in the right guard race.
He is getting better. We felt like he could handle those guys inside and gave us the best chance in that moment to win the game. So, we'll kind of, again, evaluate it this week. But if he continues to improve and continues to do what he's doing, then it'll look the same.
So is he the starter? Probably. Austin Seerveld has also played good football at that spot.
Yeah, when I've watched, and I've talked to other people who have disagreed with me, I thought Tegra was the better of the two in the games when they were rotating. So I feel a little
more dominant.
Yeah.
Little more fierce.
Isn't he bigger?
He's bigger.
Bigger guy.
And he's more experienced. Remember, Austin didn't play a game as a true freshman last year. Right. So his first game in college was the opener starting for Donovan Jackson. So I think it makes sense. I think you'll still have them do the rotation in some games this year. But against Iowa, especially only leading 7-0 at halftime, and in a game like Oregon, I think you'd want to stick with that consistent 5 on the offensive line, and rotating in a game like that, you're just asking for trouble, I feel like.
Yeah, you want to build that chemistry. I'm used to working with this guy. We see it the same way. He knows how long I need him to stay on this block before he can push up. I think that those things are important. I think last year, when you continue, I think that was a problem with the line last year because I think during camp they kept rotating and trying to figure out what the 5 was going to be, and I think it just kind of bled into the season.
All right, coming up, Patrick, of course, is staying. The actual official segment is coming up here next. So much more Buckeye football conversation as Oregon Week continues. Pat Murphy from Bucknuts and 24/7 Sports is here. Something I did not know got brought up at the press conference today. We'll take a listen to what that is and fill you in as well. It is the Buckeye Show on The Fan.
News, opinions, and insight, all before breakfast. Rise and shine with Morning Juice.
Weekdays starting at 6.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
People can't say enough amazing things about Vanscoy Hair Clinics. Men and women struggle with hair loss every day, and they completely change their lives. Vanscoy Hair Clinics is the only company in Ohio that has PRP, platelet-rich plasma, and a multi-unit hair grafting hair transplant procedure. Go to vanscoyhair.com for more info, or call 614-432-8042. Here's what some of their hair transplant clients have said.
Around 26, 27, I lost almost all of my hair on top. It changed my life in ways that I could not imagine.
My hair is going to continue growing for the rest of my life.
There is hope that you can do something about your hair loss.
Multi-unit hair grafting gives you 3 times more hair per procedure, saving you time and money. Hair transplants are more affordable than ever, and PRP is a fast, easy, and effective 45-minute treatment for thinning or damaged hair. Call Vanscoy for a free consultation, 614-432-8042, or visit vanscoyhair.com. That's 614-432-8042. Find out what procedure will restore your hair.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place.
Pella has forever been known for the best of windows, Wilson, but our doors just as game-changing.
Yep, same with us.
We've got traditional and modern options, but also some really innovative stuff, like big, bold colors or tuck-away sliding doors.
But do you have the give it a little kick to open it door?
Does that mean what I think it means?
Yeah, you got to give it a good little kick to open it.
Get the windows and doors that Columbus homeowners rate the leading and most trusted. PellaColumbus.com.
This football season, choose chill and go with the beer that's made for Ohio State game day. Whether you're at the shoe, the bar, or the basement, bring the Silver Bullets.
You can win tickets to the game against that team up north on November 30th.
Enter keyword kickoff at CoorsLight.com/college football.
No purchase necessary. Open only to residents of Ohio through 10/31/24. See official rules for details at CoorsLight.com/college football. Coors Light, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. 21 means 21. Celebrate responsibly.
How big of a Jackets fan are you? Like scary big? Prove it. Show us you're the biggest CBJ fan and you can win tickets to the Stadium Series at the Horseshoe. Head to 971thefan.com now through October 13th at 11:59 p.m. to enter. Do it.
Create a safe sleep environment for your baby by using the ABCs of safe sleep. Babies are safest alone on their backs in an empty crib. Always place your baby on his or her back while sleeping, and be sure to use a firm sleep surface. Remember, room sharing without bed sharing is safest. For more information, visit childrenandyouth.ohio.gov/infant-safe-sleep.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter, and fall is in the air, and that really gets me going for a delicious, savory breakfast like the Bob Evans new value menu with a whole lot of fresh breakfast options for just $5.99. I love the new griddle stacker with a sausage patty, American cheese, bacon, and a fried egg. But get this, 3 mini hot cakes. You're going to love it too. Here's the best part, the price. It's right in your wheelhouse. It's in my wheelhouse. It's starting at only $7.99. Stacked high and price low. Check them out at bobevans.com or on the new mobile app.
The future of recycling is now at Rumpke Waste and Recycling. The recycling leader has opened North America's largest, most technologically advanced recycling center right here in Central Ohio. This one-of-a-kind facility features interactive displays, educational opportunities, and the ability to process over 60 tons of recycled material per hour. Rumpke is committed to recycling and sustainability efforts, and for more than 90 years, Rumpke has worked to make sure the items you place in your recycling bin get used again. Visit Rumpke.com to learn how you can team with Rumpke to put less trash in our landfills and more of it to good use.
Hello, I'm Ross Bjork, Senior Vice President and Eugene Smith, Wolf Foundation Endowed Athletics Director at The Ohio State University. In partnership with AEP, Donato's, Kroger, The Ohio State University, Wexner Medical Center, Huntington, and 10 TV, Ohio State Athletics strives to inspire the community to make a positive impact on children and families in our great state through the Buckeyes Care Initiative. Show and share your support in the community by using the hashtag Buckeyes Care.
The Buckeye Show is sponsored by CareSource, proud to be your home for Ohio State Athletics. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Drink up, Slappy. It's time for Beers and Buckeyes with Patrick Murphy.
All right. Patrick is here. He came down to the studio. We invited him. We haven't been able to do the segment with regularity the last couple weeks with the CBJ preseason schedule. So it's good to have him in here. I'm Timmy Hall. Tyvis Powell is here. Boys, it is Oregon week. I will say, we talk about, Ryan Day's mood all season long, which you talked about, Pat. This does feel better. This has been a bit strange that we've gone this far into an Ohio State football season before we've had a really big game. You typically always get, for the last 2 years, we've had Notre Dame games, right? Mm-hmm. In the non-conference. One of them was week 1 of the season. We've had some Big Ten openers here recently. This feels good that you get to find out a little bit more about what we're cooking with.
Yeah, I mean, the season has worked out well, I think, because you had the kind of ramp up to this game with non-conference games you knew you're going to win, and then a road game in the Big Ten, and then a Big Ten game at home that did challenge you a little bit. Mm-hmm. At least it challenged your offense a little bit with what Iowa's defense brought to town. So I think it's worked out really well, and now you go into a more challenging road environment against the number 3 team in the country. And look, this team with the talent it has on it, I think probably could have gone out week 1 if you had to play Oregon and probably been okay. But I do like the way that they've been able to kind of slow roll into the meat of this season, because it's not just this week. You get an off week, and then you've got 2 or 3 more games there before Purdue that are interesting, Nebraska and Penn State. So this is where Ohio State's going to make or break this year.
Yeah. How much of the have you ever been to Eugene?
I've not.
See, I haven't either. And the thing is, so I was talking to my buddy Sherm about this, because he's paid in the Pac-12 at Stanford and all these things, and
absolutely
he tells me that Eugene is just different. It's like the environment is just very chaotic because there's not a lot around there, so they all love Oregon. And my thing is, how will this Ohio State team, can they silence the crowd early? That's to me is the key to the game.
And that's an interesting key because we've seen them struggle to get going fast. I think what you've seen now.
Both teams, frankly.
Yeah, both of these teams.
Some of the games.
You're right, Oregon and Ohio State. But the one thing that you can say for the Buckeyes, but you could also say it for Oregon, is that they've been good second half teams. Yeah. And they've been good at hitting those adjustments and regrouping at halftime and switching, how they choose to play defense and making some adjustments there. And they've been more crisp in the second half. But you're right. You would want to start fast and get a couple of touchdowns on the board. That would smooth a lot of things over.
Well, and it seems, at least watching on TV in some of these games, that were tighter than I think people expected. Mm-hmm. Like it has a different feel, at least, again, through the television, of there's not that anxiety that you get at Ohio Stadium when things aren't going well, when they should be. I get the feeling that this fan base, because they don't always have, and I don't mean this as a slight, but because it's not always national championship or bust or Pac-12 or bust or whatever, like they're okay watching their team and enjoying the game, against Boise State. Like, it didn't feel like people were like, I'm out, they're down by 5 points or whatever it is, where at Ohio Stadium, you might get people frustrated and maybe some boos and things like that. And maybe I'm reading it wrong. Again, haven't been there before. I'll be interested to see on Saturday if they do get down. But that pressure that I feel like you can get at Ohio Stadium sometimes when things aren't going right against an opponent you assume the Buckeyes are going to beat.
And we know, just because a stadium is not the same capacity as what we got here. Really, yeah. I'll fully admit to that. Like, I will take every single college football environment for what it is, not just how many fans are in the stands. Now, if you do have 100,000+ fans in the stands and it's capacity and they're all screaming and loud, that makes for something sensational. It's just awe-inspiring to see that many people. But I will say, because I haven't been there either, Pat, but watching a lot of college football, and Oregon, of course, having having their heyday and being a player on the block and the Nike partnership. We know Oregon. Uniform combos. They're one of those popular schools that a random kid, wherever you grew up in the country, a random kid might be a fan of. Yeah. You'd be like, Nikki, what are you a fan of the Ducks for? Like, you don't know a damn person in Oregon. You've never been there. You've never been to Portland. Stop cheering for the Ducks. Oh, I like the stuff, the lime green and the yellow. So there's that. But Autzen Stadium is a cool-looking building. You just look at the aerial shots, even when it's completely empty. It has a good, clean look to it. I don't know if you guys have looked at the Google images of Autzen, but it's almost like it's one section, which makes it a little bit like Notre Dame Stadium, Bodie, in that fact. But it's just a really, really pretty-looking place to go see some college football.
There's only one college football cathedral, Tim, and it's not in Eugene.
Oh, my gosh.
I know.
I will get to see Oregon on November 9th when the tailgate show goes out there.
That's going to be fun.
Is to you guys, is Will Howard like the biggest question mark?
What if?
In this game?
For me, he's one of them. And here's what I appreciate about Will Howard, because I like everything that I see about this guy. And you tell me if you agree, as Pat Murphy's with us here from 24/7 Sports for Beers and Buckeyes. He's a leader, and I think he's got a presence about him, and that's important. That really is important for when guys in a huddle or guys on the sideline before you're going out there for a critical drive where you've got to come up with points. Do they believe in you? Like, do you inspire? And whenever we get to talk to him after a game, he seems to really understand and act like he knows the mistakes that he made and why he can't do them. But that's going to be the next phase, is will he put that talk into effect now and not have one of these key turnovers in the biggest game of the year?
Look, I think Will Howard is a guy who sometimes turns the ball over. I think we just have to accept that that's happened. In 2 seasons at Kansas State, his first and his last, he had 10 interceptions.
Right.
So that's just last season. And obviously he's playing with better teams. There's more on the line, better players. But
is that okay to just accept, though, when you're playing with a team like this?
I think it depends.
Know what I mean?
Do the turnovers kill you?
Yeah.
And they haven't.
In
a game like this.
But it also hasn't been, the competition hasn't been.
Agreed. And look, he could have more. I mean, the Michigan State game, he could have thrown that pick in the end zone.
You're right. No, he should have had 2, and he probably should have had 2 against Iowa, because the one to Bryson Rodgers was just a hanging ball. I don't know how that got between 2 defenders anyway.
Yeah, I think if it was Pro Football Focus, I'm not sure which one tracks this, but
ask Ryan Day about PFF.
Well, yeah. But one of them tracks like basically what could have been interceptions, and I think he has 5 on the season and has only thrown 3. So no, you don't want to accept it. It's clearly something he needs to continue to get better at, but we'll see how it goes on Saturday.
All right, Pat and Tyvis, back to Ryan Day's press conference. I don't know if you knew about this, Pat. Not even anything that I would have thought of, but somebody brought it up about Ryan Day possibly going to Oregon one day because of the connection. A reasonable question to ask if Ryan Day and Chip Kelly have had these connections since Ryan was a player at New Hampshire. Chip Kelly. It's really quite odd when you think about it that 2 men that were college football players at New Hampshire, of all places, which is probably the 50th state on the list that you would get to if you were doing your ranking of states where college football matters the most. Would that not be the last state, or Vermont? I don't know.
Rhode Island.
Yeah, just way down the list.
Up there in that area.
Here these 2 guys are major roles in college football, and Chip being a head coach at 2 famous franchises in the NFL. Chip trying to recruit Ryan Day to Oregon one day, and it didn't happen.
We definitely had conversations back then. It wasn't a great time for me, but yeah, I just had RJ, and it was early in my career. I didn't want to move across the country, but yeah, we had discussions along the way.
So that would have been 2009 when Chip Kelly got the Oregon gig. He was there in 2007 as the OC, Mike Bellotti, and then 2009 he took over as the head coach. So that would have been the Boston College years for Ryan Day.
Yeah.
Right in the middle of that when he was wide receivers coach.
Yeah. And what's even more interesting, you mentioned that part of the country. So Ryan Day was a GA at Florida under Urban Meyer. He got that job.
Crazy, right?
Yes. He got that job because Dan Mullen is also from that area in New Hampshire and knows Chip Kelly and Ryan Day growing up. And so when that job came open, Chip Kelly made a call and said, hey, I think we've got a guy here that might be good for this position. So he goes there. He works under Urban Meyer. So years later, Urban Meyer's looking for a quarterbacks coach. Ryan Day's available.
Unreal.
Well, not available, but he's able to hire Ryan Day because that's someone he's worked with before and knows what he's about. And it's all because those three grew up, 3 miles apart or whatever it was.
New Hampshire, the key to college football.
New Hampshire.
At least in Columbus.
For the Brews, of course, the Buckeye Show is sponsored by our good friends at CareSource and also Coors Light. Coors Light is perfect. It's crisp and refreshing to have when you're enjoying a college football game. Microbrews are also a very, very big thing out in Oregon. You cannot go wrong. There's a lot of good ones out there. I can think back to, Rogue being a solid option, having several nice, flavors to choose from. So there's going to be some good stuff out there for you, Pat.
There will be, and I will try it for sure.
I will try.
Thursday, Friday night. Well, that's what I was going to say. I thought about, since I was coming in here, bringing a beer for Beers and Buckeyes. And I was like, well, I need to bring some lemonade for Tyvis, and I don't have any of that laying around the house. So
Stop by Trader Joe's.
Yeah, well, that wasn't on the way. But I will be interested to see. I've already had some recommendations on places to go, both in Portland and Eugene. So I'll report back next week.
All right, stick around. You finish out the hour here, Pat, since you're here. We're going to update you guys on recruiting around the Block O, and we got a date that you should keep your eye on. We'll tell you why as we go on the trail. Tyvis Powell, Pat Murphy are here. It's the Buckeye Show on the Fan.
We're known for three things: games, conversation, and Common Man yelling about things only he cares about. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Want to kick off your fall shopping with a touchdown? Shop Bob's Discount Furniture for pieces that fit your style and your space. Check out Bob's space-conscious and style-forward furniture for every room, like counter-height dining sets, convenient lift-top coffee tables, guest-friendly pop-up sleepers, and storage-filled seating perfect for game day hangouts. So stop and score winning design with Bob's Discount Furniture, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Hey, Buckeye fans. As the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, Roosters is kicking off an incredible giveaway you won't want to miss. This football season, we're giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences. 3 drawings, 12 winners with prizes including tickets, sideline passes, and 2 trips to a Buckeye postseason game. Go to roosterswings.com to register and see all the details. 3 drawings, 12 amazing prizes. Register today and every day. Roosters, a fun, casual joint.
Imagine a tailgate. The heat of the flame, the sizzle of the burger, the squeeze of the ketchup. Grilling is essential to tailgating as the game itself. Weber grills are there in the hours, minutes, and even seconds before kickoff. Before the best damn band in the land plays the battle cry, signaling it's time to take the field. Weber is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. This season, Weber created an officially licensed, limited edition Ohio State grill inspired by the iconic Buckeye helmets. Find the best damn grill in the land at local Ohio retailers.
Go behind the scenes of one of the most recognizable landmarks in all of college athletics with a tour of Ohio Stadium. A seasoned redcoat will be your guide as you make your way through walls of the stadium, into the press box, and onto the field. Upgrade to the VIP package and get special access to the band center and the Ohio State home locker room. From corporate outings and school groups to single-person tours and small families, Ohio Stadium Tours offers a variety of options and pricing that will meet your needs. For more information, visit ohiostatebuckeyes.com and book your tour of Ohio Stadium today.
The Buckeyes hit the road for a Big Ten battle with Oregon.
Live fan coverage starts Saturday at 2 with the kick at 7:30.
Let's welcome the Ducks to the Big Ten with a nice, juicy loss. Your home for Ohio State football. The Fan.
This football season, choose chill and go with the beer that's made for Ohio State game day. Whether you're at the shoe, the bar, or the basement, bring the Silver Bullets.
You can win tickets to the game against that team up north on November 30th.
Enter keyword kickoff at CoorsLight.com/college football.
No purchase necessary. Open only to residents of Ohio through 10/31/24. See official rules for details at CoorsLight.com/college football. Coors Light, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. 21 means 21. Celebrate responsibly.
Common Man here for Universal Windows Direct. Fall is here. It's the perfect time to replace those old, drafty windows before the cold sets in. As temperatures drop, you don't want to be stuck with windows that make your heating system work overtime because that will cost you money. My guys at Universal Windows Direct back everything up with a true lifetime warranty as long as you own the home and a 20-year warranty to the next homeowner. Plus 0% financing for 60 months. Restrictions apply because they always do. Call them today, 614-502-5220, or go to uwd.com.
Tire Discounters announces our latest breakthrough, TD Chat BS. This software allows us to detect untruths, deceptions, and even outright lies. Let's listen in as we call a local car dealer.
Hi, I drive your model of auto or truck. I need servicing.
Oh, that's great. You should always call the dealer for service to make sure your warranty stays intact.
Untruth.
Excuse me?
I can attend at Tire Discounters for all services, even for all manufacturers' scheduled maintenance. Warranty not affected.
But it's only us dealers who really know our own models.
Deception. Tire Discounters technicians are certified experts for all makes and models.
Okay, maybe.
How many dollars do you charge me for? As few as Tire Discounters?
We are not that much more.
Outright lie. Ending call now. Bye. Adios. Aloha. Hasta la pasta.
Right now, save up to $250 on Cooper tires, and Shocks and Struts are buy 3, get 1 free.
It's almost Football Friday. All play and no work.
Sponsored by Kansky Sawmill Toyota.
Your home for football, the Fan. The best kind of power is star power. Let's go on the trail.
Timmy Hall, Tyvis Powell, our friend Pat Murphy from 24/7 Sports and Bucknuts. You get a lot of time to talk with the dean of Buckeye recruiting, Bill Kurlick. He's been a friend of the show. Tried to get him on last week, and I couldn't reach him, and he texted me to apologize. He's such a nice guy.
You know
such
why
a good
he
job.
texted
Big
you.
time, you.
You know why
He's
texted
big time.
you? Because I called him about something else, and I happened to mention, I don't even remember, and he's like, "Oh shoot!" I was like, "What?" He was like,
He tried to get a hold of me.
He's like, Tim Hall texted me earlier, and I forgot to respond. He's like, I bet he wanted me to come on the radio tonight. I was like, I bet he did, but I was like, it's okay, just text him back.
I could have just been texting to say hello, Bill.
Yeah.
And would you like to come on the show?
You only
to talk
text when
about
you
Buckeye
want
recruiting?
something, Tim.
I want Bill to tell me about that Buckeye quarterback recruit.
Brady Edmonds.
Brady Edmonds, right? There's some chatter going on about Brady Edmonds being in town for the Iowa
Is he
game.
26?
27.
Sheesh.
2027.
Where is he from?
So
he's from California,
yes,
right? But he has connections back in Ohio. I think Cuyahoga Falls, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. Don't quote me on that out there. I'm not the recruiting guy, but his family is originally from Ohio, so he has interest in the Buckeyes. He was at the game on Saturday.
Yes, he was. So that was the big deal. And I know, like, when you look at Brady Edmonds, he's got the look that every teenage boy, in my opinion, has right now, because I know my son and I know the hairstyle that he and all of his buds have. It's basically, how poofy can we get the top of the hair? So we just sort of like get the little dehumidifier and we go at it for a good hour. Sometimes my son, who's 13 years old, will spend that much time on his hair. It was never like that. Yeah. I like to wear my hat and then make sure my hair is all the way slicked back. But either way, it doesn't matter. Styles are styles. Brady Edmonds has that to a T. It looks good on him, though. It's a decent-looking style on some people.
This is 3 non-recruiting guys breaking down a quarterback.
That's right. Yeah,
That's
we're going through hairstyle. We could talk about the height, 6'5", 200 pounds.
Oh, that's nice.
I mean, you're talking about a class of 2027 kid that's already got that kind of size.
What is he ranked? They got the rank.
Oh, he's top 15 overall in the country. He's the number 2 quarterback in the class. So this is a big fish, and this is somebody to be thinking about down the road past
Tavian St. Clair.
Why am I saying, I was about to say Dylan Raiola, Tavian St. Clair.
Dylan's already there.
Dylan's in Nebraska, didn't come here.
But I saw him this summer at Ohio State's camp, and
what'd you think?
Real deal, no doubt. I mean, obviously he's still got some developing to do, but talent-wise, ball pops off the
he's
out of the hand.
6'5" right now, and he's a junior or sophomore. Sophomore, right?
Sophomore, yeah.
And he's 6'5". He might get to 6'6", 6'7". That's crazy.
Yeah, he was. I felt like when I saw him, now we're standing further back, obviously, when he's throwing, but I felt like he was smaller then. I don't know if he grew in the last few months, but when I saw him walk out of the tunnel on Saturday, I was like, All right. Like, he looks the part.
I should go to one of these camp things.
You
think they let me go?
Yes. Literally any.
Maybe not, Tyvus. Yeah. Anybody but Tyvus. So I wanted to bring this up because somebody asked a question to Chip Kelly, who used to be at Oregon, obviously, and now he's spent some time at Ohio State. And on the recruiting front, I wouldn't have known how much Chip could offer from the Ohio State side of the fence. But basically, a lot has changed. You'll hear Chip talk about from when he was recruiting at Oregon back from 2007 to 2012, whatever the exact years he was there, to now being with the Buckeyes. But the questioner did bring up UCLA as well as his time there in the Pac-12 and some of the similarities or differences in recruiting the spots.
Well, I think it's a different era now, so I don't think you can compare when I was there in 2012, recruiting in 2012 and 2024. You might as well have been in a horse and buggy in 2012, the way the rules have changed. So I think it's a totally different game now, and how people recruit and what incentives people get to go to school. So I don't even know if that's applicable.
I do remember taking some time, Pat, to go through the yearly rankings and find out where Oregon would traditionally fall. And I just pulled up 2012, and they were good, not great. So this was after Chip Kelly's got that ship running a little bit in a fast-paced, up-tempo style offense. Recruits have been noticing that. People have been seeing that. It's always been Oregon football anyway. They were 14th in 2012 in the rankings. Here in this little 3-year stretch we're on, they were 3rd in 2024. They were top 10 in 2023. They got another top 10 class shaping up for 2025. It seems like NIL and everything that's opened up is aiding Oregon in their cause.
The way Chip Kelly finished that answer, talking about the things that players are interested in now, I think it's
big.
Yeah. I mean, and look, that's nothing. The rules Nike. The rules are what they are.
It's more than Nike, I tell you that.
Yeah, exactly. So, but also Dan Lanning's done a heck of a job out there.
Cars.
Housing.
What else?
Girls.
We're not looking for the best players, Tim. We're looking for the most expensive ones.
Women weak in the legs, Tyvus. Come on, you got to know.
They've taken a few recruits from Ohio State. Ohio State was interested in this class.
Right?
Yeah, they took the receiver, Decorian Moore.
Yes, Dorian Brew who was from Ohio.
The
and
running back, Jordan Davidson.
Jordan Davidson. Yeah, Ohio State kind of cooled on him, I think, a little bit. But look, if you were a kid right now, and the money is available. Plus, you get to go to a place with those uniforms and things like that. Like, I get it's not for everybody, but I can certainly understand.
Depends on what I want with my career.
Well, yeah, I think that.
I think I want to go to the NFL and be great, so I'm going to the Ohio State University.
And that's why you came to Ohio State.
Don't get me wrong.
Nobody's ever going to the NFL from Oregon's football program.
That's not the situation. They're fine. Like, they're fine.
But no, I get what you're saying. They don't have that track record of producing wide receivers at that clip, like Brian Hartline, which is why it was surprising that a Decorian Moore said no to Ohio State and yes to Oregon.
Right. And I think, look, at some point you have to look at that receiver room and say, am I going to play that? Do I want to wait? You know, it's like some of these guys have Marv, Chris Olave, Garrett Wilson. Right. And, Jeremiah Smith is the first guy who's been able to physically and skill-wise work his way on
physically everything.
I mean, it took Garrett Wilson till like the second half of the season, and he had 30 catches, I think, his freshman year. So,
which is pretty good.
Yes, really good.
Yeah, pretty good.
So, do you want to go and wait and potentially be developed into that NFL wide receiver, or do you want to go play right away?
And also, if you wait and then you get passed by, then you missed out on a couple of years of your career, and now you hitting the portal late. So that's part of it as well.
All right, speaking of another guy that has Ohio ties but is in California right now, but ties back to the Cuyahoga Valley Christian Academy. Basketball here. Big date, November 1st. Circle that one, Buckeye basketball fans, because Darren Peterson, big-time player. I'm a little bit surprised that the Buckeyes are still in the party here. It shows you what Jake Diebler's recruiting prowess is, and he's, I think, proven that many times before. But check this out. He's got Kansas, USC, Kansas State, and the Buckeyes. Those are the schools. So November 1st, we'll find out. He's 6'5". He's 200 pounds. He's a combo guard, and he'll be playing his last year at Napa Prolific Prep. He was in Huntington, West Virginia at Huntington Prep this past year and going to California to finish things out. So we will see. Pat Murphy, 24/7 Sports and Bucknuts. Thank you so much, bud.
Yeah, I'm glad I finally got to come back in, and that's not a slight on you guys.
Great
Enjoy
time.
your lemonade.
Great
Thank you.
time. Good to have you in here for Oregon Week, buddy. What a wild week 6. What did that thing do to some of the college football bowl projections? We'll give you the crazy picture. We'll keep our finger on the college football pulse next. It's the Buckeye Show on the Fan.
Common Man has spent the past 18 years telling you how much he hates people. And yes, that probably means you, too. Common Man and T-Bone.
Weekdays at 3.
The Fan.
Buckeyes, I'm Kurt Lewis, United Healthcare of Ohio CEO and graduate of The Ohio State University. United Healthcare and the Ohio Chamber of Commerce believe healthy small businesses are vital to our economy. That's why we're ready to give your small business a big promotion at no cost to you through our small business sweepstakes. Winners receive radio promotion, social media recognition, and more. To enter, visit OhioStateBuckeyes.com/UHC. United Healthcare, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
For terms and conditions, visit OhioStateBuckeyes.com/UHC. Sweepstakes rules and restrictions apply.
Things are popping at Al's Delicious Popcorn. With over 80 flavors to choose from, we have something for everyone. From classics like caramel cashew, white cheddar, and our famous vanilla butternut, to new flavors like chicken and waffles and spicy barbecue. They are all made fresh and they are all delicious. Visit us online at alspopcorn.com or come see us and experience the best service in town at 1500 Bethel Road in Columbus. Al's Delicious Popcorn.
It's game day at Raising Cane's. If you want to order like a Buckeye, it's the action off the field you need to focus on. The only play you're running is chicken. So what combo are you picking? Make it a perfect season. We've got tailgates of hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers and cane sauce. And jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. All available to order online or on our app. This season is about to be unbeatable. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love. Proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Hey Columbus, looking for the perfect day trip? Head to the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton. Dive into football history, see legendary players, and enjoy interactive exhibits. Fun for the whole family. Visit ProFootballHOF.com for tickets. The Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton, where it's always football season.
Hey, it's Anthony Rothman for my friends at the Bath Authority. Don't wait until your family and friends arrive or the busy holiday season overwhelms you. Now is the time to elevate your bathroom to a whole new level of luxury, style, and safety. At the Bath Authority, you'll get free installation on your new bath or shower and enjoy 36 months of 0% interest financing. That's right, free installation and no interest for 3 years. Visit thebathauthority.com to grab their awesome deal. The Bath Authority, a better bath awaits.
Giant Eagle is making it easy to surround yourself with the sound of freshness, the sound of sizzle, the sound of savings. With new low prices on hundreds of your favorite produce items, deals for days on over 1,000 items throughout the store, plus weekly sales and My Perks for even more savings at the pump. Surround yourself with savings every time you shop. At your neighborhood Giant Eagle. Visit gianteagle.com for details.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good evening. I'm Buddy Wells. Let's get you up to speed on the MLB playoffs. Tonight we have the 2 Game 3s in each of the National League Divisional Series. Right now in New York, the Mets lead the Phillies 4-0 as they head to the 7th inning. That series is even a 1 game apiece. Then later on tonight, the Dodgers and Padres will face off in San Diego. First pitch in that game is at 9:08. That series is also tied at 1-1. Overall, the Guardians, they're back at it tomorrow as they face the Tigers in Detroit for Game 3 of their ALDS. That series is also even at 1 game apiece. That game will get started at 3:08 tomorrow afternoon. In the NFL today, the Jets have fired head coach Robert Saleh. New York is 2-3 on the young season. A little early for a firing there, but nevertheless, the team's defensive coordinator Jeff Ulbrich will take over as the interim head coach. And in hockey, the Blue Jackets are just 2 days away from their season opener on Thursday night. They're out on the road to face the Minnesota Wild. Face-off is at 8 p.m. Breaking sports news when it happens on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
It's time time for the College Football Pulse on the Buckeye Show.
Hour number 2 of the Buckeye Show. Timmy Hall, Tyvis Powell, our man, your man, the Bode man. Bodie Wells back there running things on the desk.
Or Jacob.
By the way, please do participate. You can join us in the YouTube chat room. Hello. You can see me wearing my slick leather jacket today.
Uncle
if
Jesse.
you're watching the show.
What he calls himself.
That's right. Uncle Jay. Got to be like John Stamos.
Slick the hair back.
I never looked that good. Don't worry about that. But please do jump in the chat room there. We're getting the Oregon Week discussion ramped up. I appreciate a couple guys in there. James chimed in. And take James's word for this. He said, for all the people going out to the Oregon game to watch it, or if you're going out there and you're not ticketed to the game, I can understand that. Maybe you're just going to visit and see beautiful Oregon. The Bierstein Bar in Eugene is going to be a Buckeye bar. Hope to see you all there. So
that's crazy how
for
we
you.
be having fans in all these different places like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like in Oregon, they got a Buckeye
Buckeye bar.
Crazy.
I don't know if this is a permanent Buckeye bar or if this is a pop-up one because we're going
on
out
Saturday.
There. Yeah, but you know what I mean. Like a city like Chicago, yes, they would have several, I would say, Buckeye-themed bars around town where you meet up to watch college football. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Big towns like that.
I like California.
D.C.,
California,
New York.
Yeah,
L.A., San
Miami,
Fran.
something like that.
Yeah, I would see.
You think there's a Texas?
Quite popular.
Think there's a Buckeye bar in Texas?
Of course. Dallas?
That's crazy.
Houston?
How about them Cowboys?
About them Cowboys. Yeah, the big cities,
Oh, that's right. They did win, didn't they?
Oh, yeah. The Dak Prescott haters are having a bad week.
You tell me, what did C.D. Lamb... To us, he mouthed it. He actually said something to Dak,
I'm a
but
bad
what did he
lip
say?
reader. I honestly couldn't tell if he said that was a bleep ball or if he said that's my bad, which are two very different things, both in wording and what he means. And I honestly could not tell. I saw people on Twitter say both, so I couldn't really tell.
Yeah, some user on Twitter, I think I agreed, he said jump ball.
He wanted
I got
to jump
you.
ball.
I got you. Yeah,
It was
I
a
thought that
terrible
one,
pass. I know
that
that
seemed to
much.
almost be the perfect lip reading. When I said it back to myself, I'm like, I think that guy got it. I think he got it. But Bodie, let's go through this, my man. What a week this was.
Yes, it was.
It has really jumbled up a college football bowl projection that I've seen as well.
It was a crazy week 6 in the college football season. Timmy Vanderbilt, they, of course, knocked off number 1 Alabama. We're going to get into that game a little bit more here in a second. Arkansas beats number 4 Tennessee. Number 25 Texas A&M, they absolutely hammered number 9 Missouri. All I know is if you go on the road and beat Texas A&M, you must be a pretty good football team, in my opinion.
You better cut it out.
And what the kids were calling the Coke versus Woke game. The Coke won out. Miami came all the way back. They were down huge to come back and beat California on the road. And then number 10 Michigan, they fell at Washington. And number 11 Southern California lost at Minnesota. Anytime Michigan and USC lose in a weekend is pretty good in my opinion. But what jumped out to you guys? Of course, Alabama was the
fact
biggest
that
one.
Michael Irvin was on his hands and
He
knees,
said, Lord,
pleading in the Miami game. He lost his mind. He truly lost his mind.
What a ridiculous comeback, though.
It was.
I mean, good God. Cal had them dead and buried.
Yeah, he did.
Now, Miami had to do a lot of that, but just like the Kansas City Chiefs in the NFL,
They got
those ACC refs,
Zebras.
they are. We
They
are
said, "Wait a
Team
second.
Miami.
The Miami's been with us way longer than Cal. We got to do something about this.
I didn't see no targeting. Targeting? What are you talking about? Get up and play, son.
Put
It's
your gear
football.
on.
They wanted to
It's
keep
a violent game.
They wanted to keep Cam Ward's Heisman hopes alive.
Oh, gosh. Our poor Cal. How was the poor Cal quarterback? I think he got hurt pretty bad, didn't he? Did he make it out alive?
I'm not sure on that, to be honest.
Yeah, I think he got knocked out of the game, but goodness, that was certainly a targeting. I don't even know. That is actually what they would show in school. Like when it's like Captain America doing like the presidential fitness
So you're in
instructions. Yeah, right. Yeah. So you're in detention.
So you got a targeting penalty.
So you got a targeting
This is what
penalty.
you can't do.
These are the telltale signs. These are the red flags. Every single one of those things would have hit in the Miami target on the Cal quarterback. And
they did nothing.
No targeting.
Nothing.
Yeah. Miami wins. You win. Make Miami your favorite. They're our favorite.
I tell you what, I didn't know. It's a shame and it's shocking. I've never seen a team go. Yes, I have. This is a lie. I'm about to tell a lie. But I've never seen a team. I got to phrase it correctly. I've never seen a team go through 3 quarterbacks and all of them suck.
Yeah, Michigan, they're in some trouble, man. I mean, they've already lost 2 games, so I guess they're already past trouble. But yeah, their quarterback situation is ugly.
Well, Bodie, they've got Jack Tuttle. And yesterday, Sharon Moore, Michigan's head coach, was operating under the assumption that Jack Tuttle would give them the best chance to win going forward.
It's a shame.
He's got 7 touchdown passes in his entire career.
You love to see it.
No, I don't love to see it.
I do.
My headphones are cutting in and out right now.
Are they?
You guys can hear me, right?
I can hear you loud and clear.
I think they're just breaking on the fly.
That's fantastic.
I'm not going to be able to hear Bodie right now.
I was going to say, yeah. That's
okay, there we go.
Good?
Yeah. It's just, I'm in the situation now where if I
don't move.
Yeah.
And then
ticker just a little bit, the audio cuts out, but we're good.
The fact that USC is fraudulent.
You hate to see that.
It is, because...
Or Minnesota is just that good.
Yeah, whatever. I got to cover them this weekend. They're going against UCLA.
How about Minnesota going for it on 4th and goal? Granted, they were at the inch of the inch yard line. They could have kicked the field goal. Did you guys see the end of the game?
Yes.
They could have kicked the field to go up 3 with probably 55 seconds left, give or take.
And they
said, we're going to push this
forget
thing.
About that.
And I think he got in. He also might have fumbled.
I like the moxie to do it. You're trying to beat USC. You're a 2-win football team. What were they, 2-3 going into it? Now they're 500,
USC
baby.
Yeah.
It's not good.
USC is a joke.
Part about Southern Cal, though, is their defense actually, if they had this defense the last 2 years, they probably would have been in the playoff.
But they didn't.
But they don't. And now Moss, who's fine, is not Caleb Williams.
USC is not good.
Tyvis.
It hurts.
Tyvis. Lincoln Riley is a fraud.
You think so?
He's the most fraudulent, young, hot coach. I know. Wow, what a statement, right?
Wow.
I didn't realize.
So all the Heisman players is that was fluke?
Well, what did it win him?
He went to the college playoff.
What did he win?
I don't think he won 1 game in the CFP, but he's been.
What does it matter?
So what does it matter?
So he's recruited some unbelievable players.
Baker, Kyler, Caleb.
Good for you. You've had some Heisman Trophy winners play under you. You've developed some quarterbacks. What are you as a head football coach? Man should be a quarterback's coach. He's got no business running an entire program because all he's doing is taking proud franchises and running them into the ground.
How long does he last at USC?
Not much longer.
You think so?
It's USC. There's an expectation to win and win big.
So he got about 1 more year.
Absolutely.
Okay.
He might be gone after this year if this goes out of control.
I think he started off 11-1 at SC.
Yeah.
And in his 20 games since, he's 11-9. So one first of his 11-12 and then
that's a shame.
500.
Just imagine. Basically. So Bodie, take a listen to this. This is from USA Today, the updated college football bowl projections. Every week they update their bowl projections because why not?
Does anybody care outside the top 12? Absolutely not, but let's hear it.
You need to know that Sam Houston and Eastern Michigan are right now
Pinstripe Bowl.
The Conference USA MAC matchup in the Bahamas Bowl.
Nice.
They're not that good.
Nice in the Bahamas.
Yeah.
Hold the phone on your Pinstripe Bowl. That's a big time matchup. That's ACC versus Big Ten. That's Syracuse and Nebraska. Kyle McCord.
That's a good game.
Dylan Raiola.
That's a good game. That's crazy that Nebraska is
Buckeye on Buckeye.
Are they not even ranked, are they?
No. So you've got the college football playoff campus site games. Boise State is at Georgia. Notre Dame.
Yes. Get us back in there, baby. Let's go.
We're back in the race.
Unbelievable.
Notre Dame at Oregon. Hey, what'd you say about Autzen?
Oh,
well,
yeah.
You're going
We're
there.
Coming.
You better
That's
be
what I
ready
said.
for that beautiful spot. Iowa State.
I like Oregon.
You're picking a game that doesn't even exist. Give me Oregon. Give me the Ducks. Iowa State. Hold on. Iowa State is at Alabama.
God.
Miami.
Iowa State?
Hold on, let me finish. And Miami will be at Penn State. Those are your campus site games. Then the Fiesta Bowl, Georgia versus Kansas State.
Oh, my God.
These are the quarterfinals.
That's brutal.
Penn State versus Texas. So they actually picked the winners of those games. Alabama versus the Buckeyes in the Rose. Oregon versus Clemson. So he took Oregon. Oregon did win, Bodie.
That's all right.
Sorry.
You know what? If you told me right now we got into the 12-team field, I'd probably take it.
Yeah, you lost to Northern Illinois.
That's what I'm saying.
That's a shame.
I would. All right, what's next, Bodie? Got another headline back there for us?
Yes, next up here, speaking of that Alabama game, one of their fans did not take their loss to Vanderbilt very well.
Do you have this guy?
Yeah, we got some audio.
Okay,
here.
let's go.
Legend. I don't know if that's a real name or a nickname, but Legend.
John Legend.
He called into the Paul Feinbaum show, and this is what he had to say.
Paul, I'm in sports hell, brother. I'm in sports hell. I never thought I would utter these words. Vandy is my daddy. Can you believe that? Vandy is my daddy. Do you hear that, Coach DeBoer? That don't piss you off, dude? It pisses me off, Coach DeBoer. The honeymoon's not only over, but we need some serious marriage counseling between me and you, dude. Let me tell you how pissed I am, Paul. Can I tell you, brother?
I wish you would. Go right ahead.
My neighbor gave me a picture of Coach DeBoer last Thursday, a signed picture, 8x12 in a frame, and I put it in the fire pit Saturday night at midnight and set a match to it.
You burned it.
I burned it. I apologize to Nick Saban for putting a nail next to him and putting it next to him. You know what this is equivalent to, brother? You know what this is equivalent to?
What's that?
This is equivalent to coming home and finding your wife in bed with the neighbor. This is what this is equivalent to, Paul. And I'll say this for this. Me and K-Dub both agree. You could never trust her again. You might stay with her for the kid's sake, but you could never trust the woman again. And the same thing's true with Coach DeBoer. You can win a natty. We can't trust your ass now. You just proved that you can beat the best and lose to the worst in a 2-week friggin' period. You don't lose to Vanderbilt. That's the ugliest little sister on the block.
So, yeah,
wow.
Poor Legend.
Legend, huh?
Yeah, he did not take the loss very well.
Sports hell.
There was 6 minutes of that. I got it down to 90 seconds.
That guy went for 6 minutes?
Paul, just let him keep going. I did love this. This is only
what a show,
12 seconds here. Let me play this real quick.
I mean, you act like it's one game. No, it ain't one game, dude. It ain't one game. You ain't at Washington no more.
Washington.
You ain't at Prairie View, wherever the hell you was. You ain't
And
there
DeBoer.
no more, brother. You at Alabama.
He did not coach at Prairie View either. He didn't coach at Washington either. He coached at Washington. That guy.
It don't really matter.
Not to that guy.
Do's it now, Bodie.